Alright, quick basics before I start attacking. This guy right here is the one I plan on attacking. Whenever you're going for an attack, go ahead and scout it, no matter what the level is. You can find banks, you can find farm accounts, you can find people with a shit ton of troops and no defenses. So, you never know. I would scout everything. Doesn't matter what level it is. Everything scout. You never know if you hit somebody with a wall or, hella good defenses like mine. I'm a level 14 and I can pretty much trap just about any account that comes after me, unless they have T4 or a lot of T3. So, on attacking, your first attack, especially in this kingdom right now, I sent you guys the link for the wedges and the flanks, the different combinations to use for that. That's mainly for later on in the game and T4. You don't really have to worry about that. Some high T3 players have that, a decent skill unlocked for it, but I can almost guarantee you nobody in this kingdom does, other than maybe the 100 plus might players. As far as attacking goes, you scout each player. 9 times out of 10 they're going to have an even mix of troops. So whether they have an even mix of troops or not, your first attack almost always is going to either be one of two things. It's either going to be a lot of archers and calves to make it up, maybe an 80-20 mix, or it's going to be 70% archers, 10% siege, and the rest cav. And the siege is only for if they have a high wall. Now, being that we're all low level might, it's going to be hard to tell exactly what their wall HP is. But if I was to scout this guy and he's got, let's say he's got 20k T2 traps, I'm going to assume that his wall HP is around 50k or if not more. My wall right now, for where I'm at, and like I said, I'm a level 14 player, I'm a little low, you should always scout. My wall is 87, I think? Yeah, 87k. So when you hit me, you hit my traps before you even get close to my troops. I can take a hit from just about anybody. T3 I can take a hit unless it's over 150k. Over 150k usually knocks down my wall and they wound some of my troops, but you still don't wound all of them. You'll take losses. So based on the first attacks, the one of 2 attacks that you're going to do on your first try, it's going to either have siege or it's not. So if it doesn't have siege, then you're going to do an 80-20 archery and cav. Archery obviously being the 80. The reason why you put your archers in the back, they're safe. Your cavs up front. Your cav will get wounded or die before your archers should get hit. Other than by a wall, your archers will take damage from walls or with traps. So like I said, if they've got a high wall or even a 30k wall, you might want to send some siege in just to help take down that wall. When you're attacking a player, the more siege you have means the higher the first hit is. Whenever you attack any player in the game, as long as they have at least 1% wall, you will take damage from their traps at least one time. So if they have a wall like mine, you're most likely going to take hits from my wall and my traps. You're probably going to take 2 or 3 hits at least, which is good because traps do a lot more damage than the troops actually will. So if you're going to attack somebody, say they have, for the most part, they've got infantry and range. Infantry range is an easy combination. You're going to send, for that one, you're going to send a lot of cavalry, and I'd say a little bit of archery for that, unless they have a wall. Obviously, if they've got a wall, then you're going to do an 80-20, or sorry, a 70-10 and 15 split. So you'll do, if they have infantry and range as their main, then you'll do, if it's infantry as their main, you'll do 70% of cavalry, you'll do 10% of siege, and then do your 20% of archery. And the reason why that is the archery is in there to kind of give a buffer. That way your archers don't only attack your infantry, or sorry, their archers don't only attack your infantry. Their archers will try and attack both your infantry and your archers, which kind of splits it up a little bit. Like I said, most people are low levels in this game, or in this kingdom, so your first attack's going to most likely be heavy archery with calves. So I'm going to go ahead and port over there, show you a little bit. Should be pretty easy. Alright, now he is active, so this is going to be interesting. He's not really high level, but I'm still going to scout him anyway. So he's got his walls up. He only has 10k traps. So his wall is most likely weak. His wall is probably under 30k. I'm still going to send some siege, but you see how he has got cavalry out. His leader's in shelter with the ballista, so he doesn't really have any troops left. But I can still at least take out the cavalry that's there. Now if you hit that little button that's right there, it'll show you that archers beat cav, cav beat infantry, infantry beat archery. Simple enough. All three of those will beat siege. Siege, however, will not beat any of them. So I don't want to send a lot of siege, because what will happen is, if you can send 100k as a march, and say you fill 95k up with siege, and you only send 5k of archery for this guy right here, you're most likely going to lose that battle. It's not so much your archeries that are going to make it lose, it's the fact that you have siege, which can't kill any of their troops. Only siege can do is tear down walls. They can't kill any troops. They won't kill any troops. So if you send siege, or a lot of siege, or too much siege into an attack, you have the risk of losing the attack based on morale. Morale will lose your attack faster than troops, death, wounded, whatever will. Morale is your overall confidence in your troops. So if you're attacking somebody with a wall, you send some siege, you send the troops that'll counter the troops that they have. You don't want to send infantry. For the most part, you don't send infantry on the first attack anyway, because the chances of somebody having only range is very slim. If that's all they have is only range, then you send only infantry. No problem. But most people will have range in cav or range in infantry. You almost always have two, and sometimes three. So I'm going to attack this guy real quick. I'll take out his cavalry and his wall. Now, being that I assume he's got a 30k wall, I know my catapults will do some decent damage. So I'll only send 5k. And then he's got cav, so I'm going to send the rest as archers. But I have room to fill, and I need to make sure that, well, his wall actually doesn't have anything that'll counter my sniper or my archery, so that should be fine the way it is. Select the right heroes for it. Which, being that I have a lot of siege, I'm gonna go ahead and pick her anyway. I usually don't, unless the only time I pick a siege hero is if I'm only sending siege. And if I'm only sending siege, I wouldn't send my actual hero. It's one of those risks. You can send your hero and hope that it comes back, or you can not send your hero and know that it won't come back, or know that it won't be captured, and hopefully tear down their wall. So I'm not sending cav, so we got to do range. Trickster does no good. Now I've got her. I know she says cavalry, but her actual stats aren't for cav. Her stats are for Army Max HP and Army Attack, which I don't have the attack unlocked yet, but the HP will help. So I'll send those. Go ahead and send them off. I see they added areas. That's Hong, Hong, Hong. So they're preparing for me, that's for sure, because those weren't here a minute ago. So he's shielded. Figures as much. Waste of a relocator. See if there's anybody over here. I don't want to take down a guildmate. Let's see. Ooh. Seen somebody at the last second. VR. You're low as hell for a 17. Put it this way, a 17 castle level player, in order to think that they're any kind of good, should at the very least, have 10 mil as their might. Anything under 10 mil, and they rushed it way too fast. When you rush a castle level, you have a high castle level, but you don't have the research to back it, you don't have the buildings to back it, you don't have the troops to back it. So, as you can see, right here in the total resources, this will give you an idea if they have too many troops or if they know what they're doing. The fact that they have food right now, she's got, or he, whatever, has 371k food, that means that they don't have too many troops. So even though they only have 20k out, you know that she has probably some somewhere else, but not too many. She doesn't have a negative food. So, if you look at her other stats, she's got 140k stone, 238, 470. So she's not a food hyper. Now, a food hyper farm, they will have a positive food production with a lot of troops. They can have quite a bit of troops. I think right now at our level in this kingdom, you can probably have a level 17 castle with probably 200k troops and still have a positive food production. May not be very positive, but you could at least hold food like that and not worry about it getting depleted. So she's got 20k traps, 26k traps. So, and one of her traps goes against archers. She's got 100% wall. I'm assuming that they have, she's 2 mil with, or he, I say she because I look at the avatars, the heroes. You figure she probably has, I'd say a 50k wall. So on her, I'm gonna attack, so she doesn't fucking shield. So this is what I'll normally do. I'll put my archers up, fill the rest with cav. Actually, she only has archery and catapults. So, being that this is that one case, like I said, that only has archery, I'm going to attack with nothing but infantry. I'm going to go ahead and select my heroes. Take out him. Put him in, and then siege. Actually, I don't really need siege. I'm going to find another infantry. Because the infantry is going to be up front, I don't have to worry about the siege actually having any boost for themselves. Infantry HP, infantry defense. So another thing to look for as well as far as boosts or stats, the order it goes for any time you're looking for a boost for a specific troop type. It's always attack, then HP, then defense. So in this case, let's say Scarlet Bolt has 2.5 boost, defense boost for infantry. And Demon Slayer, let's just say he has 2.5, or sorry, he does have 2.5 HP. If I had to pick between the both of them, even though Scarlet Bolt gives me more troops to carry, or more troops to send out, I'm still going to choose Demon Slayer because the HP is better than the defense. It doesn't matter even if you're defending. If you're defending your castle from somebody attacking, choose the hero that has either attack or HP before you choose defense. So, I'll send the rest catapults because I'm pretty sure they've got a high wall. We'll find out. It's going to take 4 minutes to get there. Hopefully they don't shield even though they are online. If they shield, then I'm just going to go find a hive real quick and call it good. So either way, other than this attack, normal players, they're going to have either a range of troops or they'll have range in cav or range in infantry. If they don't have any cavalry, if they have no cavalry at all, you don't have to worry about sending range. If they have no cav. If they've got infantry in range, then you want to send nothing but infantry and nothing but range. So on an attack like that, say somebody has mainly infantry. Actually, let's say they've got 60% archery and 40% infantry as far as their troops in their castle. For an attack for that, you would want to send 60% infantry and 40% cavalry. The reason being is their archers are going to take out your cav, yes. But your cavalry will be up there and they'll be there quick enough to hopefully take out their infantry. You might have to work with it sometimes on certain circumstances. If they have more archers than they have infantry, then you would want to send less cav and more infantry. If they have more infantry and less archers, then you would want to send more cavalry and less infantry. You know what I mean? And anytime you fight or attack, see, they already shielded. Sorry about the language. Anytime you attack somebody, especially, like I said, we don't have flanks, we don't have wedges. Nobody really has that researched right now. Most people are low levels. What you can do is you can almost guarantee that every time you attack, you're always going to have your infantry first, then your cavalry, and then your range. Now, range usually hits first because of the fact that they don't have to travel far. They travel a few steps up the battlefield and then they start firing their bows. Your infantry will hit second, and then your cavalry will hit third. But the third hit, which is your cavalry, will be there just after your infantry hits. So if you do have to send a mixed group of an attack, which I really don't recommend because there's just no point. You can limit your losses on that. Say they have 20k infantry, 20k archery, and 20k cavalry. On an attack like that, it's simple. You send 40k archery and send 20k cavalry. And that's if you both, like, say they have 60k troops and you can only send 60k troops. That's what you would send. You would double up on their cavalry as far as attacking their cavalry. You'll double up, so you'll use twice as many archers as they have calves. That'll take them out quick. And then you send cavalry the rest, and that'll take out their infantry. Now, those cavalry will get hit by the archers. You're going to lose cavalry. Almost every time you fight, you're guaranteed to lose at least one set of the troops. Not the whole set, but one set is going to get hit. Archery very rarely gets hit because of the fact that they're in the back of the squad. The only time you really take any archery losses is if it's a trap, as far as like the walls. If they have traps that go for archery, such as the sniper towers or watchtowers or whatever. So let's see if we can find a higher might. I don't like really hitting low level mights. I prefer 17s or higher because of the fact that there's leaders that I can execute. So let's see if we can find some people. Actually, there's a guild I haven't hit, or a hive I haven't hit actually in a few days, so let's see if they've boosted up yet. They're all split up. That sucks. That was a pretty tight group that was there. Link Doom has a little bit. Damn. I was actually really hoping to go after them. Who's that up there? BNN, there you go. Alright, so there's some decent Might players in there. 13s and plus, that's their leader. 3s, 7s, 8s. That's not bad. Alright, so on this one, I'm gonna pour it in here, but I'm not gonna go on the attack with these guys, only because actually I could attack over here. In a group like this, I wouldn't normally start attacking. I would just scout most of the big players, that way they attack me, because I have a lot of infirmaries. So being the fact that I have a lot of infirmaries, I can take hits. I can get hit multiple times and just reheal my troops. So right now I'm at 4.9 mil, almost 5. Sorry, I'll make sure I help out the guild first. So I've almost got 5 mil. I believe if I'm zeroed, I believe I'm just over 4 mil zeroed, or just under 4 mil. So there's 2 mil, 1.8, 2.5, 3.2, 2.2, 2.2, and 3.2. So I should easily be able to take all of them. The only problem is going to be is coming from over here, which 2.1, that 12 mil might jump in. I should be able to take that 12 mil pretty good. Yeah, I'll definitely take them out. Actually, what level was that hero? Yeah. Alright. So, I'm going to port, start scouting, and see what happens. Now, being the fact that these guys are lower level, as far as lower skill, than I am, normally I wouldn't want to port, say on this guy, I wouldn't want to, the 12 mil. I wouldn't want to port right next to him, because he'd be able to attack me very fast and very quick before I can actually heal all my troops. So I'd end up losing a lot more resources than needed. So for them, for higher mights, you want to have a little bit of distance. That gives you time to add resources, to heal your troops, to speed up your troops, etc. So in here, I'll back up just a little bit. Pop in right here. Still have my anti-scout, so they can't see what I am. I'm 14 castle, and I've got higher might than most of their players. Most of their 17s and up. So I'll start scouting. And I know they're awake, so I'm most likely going to get somebody that's going to scout me back. So this should be a pretty good battle. My wall is most likely going to go down pretty quick because I don't have the gems to speed up the wall the way I normally do. When you get hit, whether you win or lose, you enter, there's a little phase that your wall goes into. And it's not always burning, but sometimes it's smoking. And either way, whenever you get hit, you can't actually repair your wall. You have to wait that 15 minutes or use the dust, which is in the gem malls. You can buy them for 1,500, I believe. Right here, gravel, which extinguishes castle fires. That works for whether you're smoking or on fire. What it does, it puts it out right away, and once your fire or smoke is put out, that's when you can actually repair your wall. Alright, so we scouted them. Let's see what they got. Alright, so he's got almost 20k traps. Even though the trap says 10k, if you actually look at the numbers, you got 3, 7, and 8 with 800. They're T1s for the most part, except for your T3 sniper towers, which is going to fuck up my range. But all he has is cavalry, so there's his T3. He's got T3 infantry, but no hero. I really don't usually bother with heroes. You see how he doesn't have any food up there on your resources? It's because he has way too many troops. He's got 7k right there, and I'm sure he probably has some that are garrisoned or rallied, which that's Entrangle. Where were you? Right here. So he's got his hero that's going out. I'm sure he's got a fucking rally on one of the darkness. Negative food. So you know he has a lot of troops. Sorry about that buzzing noise. Let's see. He doesn't have any troops. Not many at all. Decent amount of traps though. You see, even though, like I said, it says 10k traps, you gotta actually read the amount of traps, because being that we're all low level, you're not going to get the exact amount that you should. So his says 10k, but he's got 6, 13, 14, give or take 15 mil, maybe 16, give or take not 15 mil, give or take 2,000. He's got 16,000. He's got anti. Is that this guy? That's the 3.2. That's the one I actually did want to hit. I'll probably end up hitting him. Traps. He's got some troops out. Not too many. Some. What's T2? He's only got 10k in his shelter. So that's an easy one. He's got infantry, range, and cavalry. So his cavalry's higher, which works best for my attack because I'm doing mostly archery. So for that one I can send a lot of archery. I'll send some cavalry, that way it takes out his infantry. And I'll send siege for his wall. Now his wall, he's got 12, almost 13k traps. Bet you he's got under 20k for his wall. And he's low. So I'll start off archery, put in my cav, get my heroes set up. And then fill the rest with catapults. So I'll send that march to him. I'll look at the other scout I had. Now he's got a lot of food. He doesn't have many of the other resources. This guy right here is most likely a hyper food farm. He is. You can see he's got 40k troops right there. His hero's not there, so his hero is either captured or garrisoned, reinforced, or in a darkness. So that being said, he most likely has more troops than that. So right now it shows 40k on the top. You look at it, that's 10, 20, 34, and yet it says 40k total. So he's got to be close to 40k as far as what's in there, but he's got 1.73 mil. So let's do this real quick just to double check, because maybe he's using the account right now. So now attack. We're going to scout him one more time. You saw that. Optimus right here. He had 1.73 mil. And he has 1.72 mil now. So he's either online or he has a negative production. He has a negative production. It's a little ridiculous to have that much out at one time. So we're going to attack him anyway. Let me just look at that first attack. So the first attack, I lost 1k, 2k wounded. It's not bad. He's still got 3k left. Took out his wall. He only had 3k wall. I said he would have under 20. He definitely had under 20. Now if you look at here, you want to look at your battle reports before you send another attack, unless it's something like that. Being that this case right here, I lost a few troops. I lost 4K, a little over 4K troops. He only has 3K left. Now, in the original scout that we did for this guy, Train Who, let's look back. Train Who has infantry, range, and cavalry. So it's not siege that's left, because sometimes you'll have that. You'll attack somebody and they'll have 2 or 3K left, and it's all siege. Sometimes. So like I said, either way, you want to look at your battle report, find out. Don't worry about this top area. It doesn't give you an accurate reading on what they have or what you did. So right here in my army, I only lost 1K dead, 1.75 K of cavalry, which I knew because he had archers in there, and I couldn't send I couldn't send infantry because of the fact that he had cavalry as well. Those cavalry will take out my infantry before I ever get there. So did that. I lost 2 archers, which I can guarantee are from the traps from his wall. So now he's got 3K, almost 4K left of archers. That's it. His cavalry's dead. His infantry's dead. His infantry's dead because of the cav that I sent, and his cavalry's dead because of the archery that I sent. So now all he has is archery. So I can attack him real easy, real light. He's got 3K of T2, I believe, or T1. T2. So 37. Watch this. Go right to him. Send another attack. This time I'll send almost double. Do 6K infantry. And not have to worry about the heroes. I shouldn't have sent the actual heroes because I meant to fight this guy. It's fine whether or not I sent the heroes. Actually, I got enough recalls. Hold on. I'll recall it just so you can see that you can send them without the heroes. Alright, so this guy, Optimus, he's the one with a lot of food. Now that it's been a few minutes, whatever, we're going to scout him another time, fuck it. You don't want to scout somebody that you're afraid of too many times because it could potentially wake them up or put them online. This guy I'm not worried about. He's got 1.72 again, so he could actually be on or online. If he wasn't online and he had a negative food production, it would probably be 1.6 or even 1.71 mil if he had a negative food production. So either way, you can assume that he's got quite a few troops. Yep. See that guy? I lost 38. You're guaranteed to lose troops anytime you attack. You're guaranteed. I believe it's 0.01% of whatever you send is guaranteed to lose or to die. It's just the way the game works. So on this guy, he's got a lot of archers, some cav, and some infantry. He also has some siege. Isn't going to do anything. Siege doesn't attack me. He's got 30K traps though. 30K traps, guaranteed he's got a 50K wall. Actually, I'll guarantee over 40K. So I'm going to attack him anyway. I'll show you don't have to always send troops to do an attack. So on this attack, I'm just going to send my siege. I am going to send not all my heroes. I'm only going to send my siege heroes because this is a siege attack. So I'll send both of those, which gives siege damage. And we're set. So I'll do that. I'll attack him. It takes 30 seconds to get there. So while I'm doing that, I can plan on attacking him again. Now he had 10K archery, 7K cav, and 7K infantry. So on the second attack, I'm going to load up with archers. I'll even throw the meat shields that I accidentally fucking made. Honestly, you'll never need archery meat shields, really. And most likely you'll never need them unless you're T4 and fighting T4. Anyway, so there's the archers and then cav. Always got to do cav. Now that's 7K cav of T2. I know he only has T2 troops. That 7k T2 should be able to finish his infantry T2. But there's a problem. He has a lot of archers. He's mainly archery. So I'm going to move that back down. I'm going to increase that to 17. Should be plenty. I will load up on here my troops for it and add some more. It's 24. Now I'll throw the rest of those in there. That's fine. Those archers aren't going to get hit, and those archers actually help fight his calves. They're not going to do much damage, but they will help. Now that first attack, you see how he's smoking. I lost it. I had 5k dead, 7k wounded. It's fine. They're siege. I'm not that worried about it. Siege doesn't help you defend anything. Siege doesn't help you attack anything other than a wall. So obviously he's dead. Now when I click on this, he shouldn't have a wall left. And if he does, it's very, very minimal. So we'll look. He didn't have a wall left. So his traps didn't do anything. Now you remember he had 30k traps before. There's full lists of traps. None of them were destroyed when I sent siege, because siege doesn't destroy any of the traps. Traps only get destroyed by the troops that they counter. Now I lost 2k, had 4k wounded. I wounded 25k of his. You figure I'm 7k troops down in the hole, and he's 25, which is where you get the losses right there. 25, almost 7. Look at the battle report just to make sure I killed his cavalry. Now, see, my cav is what died and what got wounded. I knew that was going to happen because of his archery. Now he has no more infantry, which is great, and he has no more cavalry, which is great. Those two are the ones that are going to counteract me. So right now all he has is archery and catapults. Now catapults, siege, whatever you want to call them, can get taken out by anything. Anything you send will take them out, as long as you're not sending siege. Siege against siege, nothing happens. No troops are lost. So now I'm going to attack him again with nothing but infantry, because that's all he's got left. Is archery, so those infantry soldiers will take out his archery. I'm going to send my hero, even though it's a ranged hero. I'm going to send her because of the gear that she has, as well as my stats. Your hero carries stats with them. Those buffs that you have and those talents go with your hero. They don't go with your actual army or your troops. So I'll send those, and then I'll put her up, just because she has that HP boost. Actually, what's the defense? It's HP 2.5, 2.5. Alright, so yeah, I'll just leave her because she's got the HP boost. And nothing but infantry. Now in this case I will lose very, very few infantry. I will probably have anywhere from 100 or less total as far as wounded and dead on this attack, because all they have is archery and siege. The siege isn't going to do any damage to me, but the archery will take out a couple. Archery for the most part only takes out cavalry, but it will do damage if there's nothing else to shoot at. So, attacked again. A little over 100, 316. But they're wounded, they're done. I can look at the battle report just to check. My gladiators, they're archers. If you really want, just to get an idea of what had happened, watch the battle. So, yep, their wall was already down. Now, watch their morale. Their morale is going to drop because they have siege and archers. That's it. So, my infantry's coming in. Infantry's taking them out. See how fast their morale's dropping? Because all they have left is siege. And siege doesn't do shit. Now, their heroes themselves, they're going to do a little bit of damage, but not much. And actually, it doesn't even look like they're